I'm Tamara Holder, and this is Sports Court. From re-rise to Deflategate, will the public relations nightmares for the NFL ever end? And just when the league thought it was settling a class action lawsuit to make the concussions debate go away, Will Smith comes out with a movie called Concussion. Based on a true story, Smith, acting as a concussion doctor, claims to find a disease caused by repetitive head trauma that the NFL refuses to acknowledge. So how will the NFL deal with this bad press? Howard Kurtz, host of Media Buzz, joins me to discuss. Hey, Howie, how are you?
Great, Tamara.
All right, so the director of this movie, Concussion, Peter Landsman, says the movie wasn't made to take down the NFL, but to reveal the truth. How does that work out? How can you have it both ways?
Well, it's certainly going to take on the NFL, and I could sit here and argue that all the facts in this movie and the case on which it's based on a true story, it says, are already known, but I won't, because I've looked at the trailer. This is going to be a powerful movie. It's going to galvanize the public about this issue, not just those who go into the theaters to watch it, but all the cable news segments and columns that are written about it. It's going to put this concussion issue front and center. It's going to be like a smack upside the head for Roger Goodell.
And the movie isn't even coming out until Christmas. This isn't just like some random Sundance movie. Will Smith is the main character. So I'm having you here because you're the media guy. How does the NFL publicly address this movie? They can't just wipe it under the rug.
My prediction, badly. The NFL seems to have a serious problem when it comes to grappling with these kinds of issues from a public relations standpoint. So far it seems to be ignoring the movie. Yes, of course, it's not out yet, but this is going to change the debate, I predict, because the facts are not great for the NFL, given all the injuries that some of its players have suffered over the years. And now to have this dramatized, Will Smith, Alec Baldwin, it then becomes a cultural problem. It's not just a TV news report or episodic reports now and then. And the NFL is going to have to come up with some kind of PR strategy, or it is going to get steamrolled by the popularity of this film.
Well, I also want to point out the PR strategy of Sony, because they released the trailer exclusively to Sports Illustrated Peter King. And he's actually criticized as being a mouthpiece for the NFL. So I'm wondering, do you have an idea of what Sony was thinking by giving it to him first and him exclusively?
Well, perhaps the feeling was that if a guy who is seen as kind of close to the NFL were to take this movie seriously, then that kind of sends a signal that we can all take it seriously. Also, Sports Illustrated is a pretty big platform if you're trying to blast this out to the sports world. It's kind of a surprising choice, but it has certainly helped put this on the radar, even though, as you say, the release date is still 4 months away.
So how does the NFL manage this? They have until Christmas. They have a few months, but everybody's talking about it already. What do they do, especially because this is coming out on the heels of the settlement, the concussion settlement?
Maybe with a better strategy than the NFL used in the Ray Rice case. Maybe with a better strategy than the NFL used.
Did they have a strategy in the Ray Rice case? Because I don't
think
they had a
that's
strategy.
my point. Or the Deflategate. The NFL seems tone deaf lately when it comes to public relations. Officials can argue that, yes, we've taken steps to address the problem, and we did settle this case and all of that. But they've got to have people who are willing to go on TV, talk to sports writers, and get out in front of this and make a case. And based on the recent track record, I'm not sure the National Football League is up to the task.
Well, everybody knows there's a code of silence in the NFL, that a lot of reporters and writers, they don't like to touch the bad stuff with the NFL because they don't want to get they don't want to have problems with the league or ruin their information sources or their sources of information. So do you think they're going to avoid it because of that reason?
There are some people who think that all the bad publicity the NFL has gotten in the last couple of years, whether it's over domestic violence, the Tom Brady deflated balls fiasco, and all of that stuff, that it doesn't matter because every Sunday, millions and millions of people tune in to the NFL telecast or play fantasy football or whatever. I'm not in that camp. I think that over time, league's image, even one as powerful as the National Football League, can erode from all these bad hits, if you will.
But do you think they can just say, we're not going to address it because we're at the top? And when you're at the top, everybody wants to bring you down. So if we just don't address it, it will go away, and that's the best PR.
I think that would be a monumentally dumb move. And if the NFL tries the stonewalling strategy, that will add to the insult to the injury, because all the people who are going to be writing and talking about this film will say, and the NFL is blowing it off, and that would not be good for Roger Goodell and his league.
Well, let's see if the NFL hires you as their PR advisor, because I think they are going to have some serious problems in the next few months with this movie. But I appreciate your time.
I charge a lot.
All right. Well, thank you for your advice, your free advice on Sports Court very much. Thank you all for watching. Sports Court is adjourned.